Doctor, please, do something! You must save him!
Hello, everyone. In this episode, Tuan suddenly collapses after a serious impact. Blood soaks his forehead, leaving Diem trembling in panic. She doesn't have time to think. She runs to get help and rushes him straight to the hospital, surrounded by the wail of the ambulance siren and hurried footsteps echoing through the cold hallway. The emergency room doors close, leaving Diem standing alone by the glass window, watching doctors move non-stop, checking, bandaging, monitoring every vital sign. Every second feels endless. Then a doctor steps out to test results in hand, his voice dropping as he delivers news that sends Diem straight into despair. Tuan is at risk of losing his memory again. More tests are needed, but the possibility is real. Diem freezes. If Toan forgets everything, once more will the love they share and the peaceful life they've just begun to rebuild still be able to hold on? And more importantly, will the two people who caused this tragedy finally be caught? Or will they escape yet again? Don't take your eyes off this episode. The ambulance doors burst open, cold white light spilling out like a blade cutting through the night. Tuan lies motionless on the stretcher, his forehead roughly wrapped in gauze already soaked with blood, his breathing heavy and uneven. Diem runs alongside him, her hands shaking as she grips the side of the ambulance, her eyes red and swollen, tears falling faster than she can wipe them away. The stretcher wheels rattle loudly across the hospital floor, metal clinking sharply in the long corridor. A doctor leans in to check his pupils. A nurse keeps calling Toan's name, her voice urgent. Everything happens so fast that Diem only catches fragments, his face growing paler by the second, as if life itself is being pulled out of him right in front of her. She wants to scream, to hold him, to stop them from taking him away, but her throat locks up. In her mind, there's only one fear left, sharp as a knife. What if Toan loses his memory again? What if he wakes up and those eyes look at her like she's a stranger? What if everything they've just built at the farm, the rare peaceful days, the promises made to the old woman, slips away like sand through her fingers? The emergency room doors swing open. The doctors push the stretcher inside, surgical lights flashing on, blindingly bright. Diem is stopped at the doorway, her legs giving out beneath her. She presses her face against the cold glass, choking back sobs, her lips moving as if in prayer. And then, through the rush of machines and voices, a sudden long beep cuts through the air, and her heart drops straight into the abyss. Inside the emergency room, harsh white lights pour down like a cold haze over everything. Toan lies on the stretcher, his head slightly turned to one side, his face so pale it almost blends into the white sheets. A doctor stands at the head of the bed, shining a light directly into his eyes, calling his name again and again to check his response. Beside him, a nurse quickly attaches the electrodes, and the heart monitor comes alive with rapid, steady beeps sounding like a countdown. Toan's hand twitches slightly, then relaxes again, a tiny movement, but enough to make everyone hold their breath. The doctor bends down to check the blood-soaked bandage on his forehead, signals for it to be changed, wipes the area clean, then gently presses around the wound to assess the injury. Another staff member opens a tray of instruments, syringes, IV, lines, each motion precise and detached, as if they're racing against something no one can see. Just outside the glass wall, Diem stands frozen. She can't go in. She can only watch. Both of her hands are pressed against the cold glass, her breath fogging it slightly. Tears slide down her face, dripping onto her trembling wrists. In her eyes, it's not just fear, it's an old nightmare coming back sharp and toxic. The fear that Toan will wake up and remember nothing again. The fear that all those peaceful days at the farm will shatter into nothing more than a broken dream. She watches every move the doctors make as if she's watching her own fate unfold. For a brief moment, Toan's brow tightens, his lips part, as if he's trying to speak. Then he goes still again. Diem lets out a broken sob, her shoulders shaking, but she bites down hard to keep from making a sound. All she can do is pray. All she can do is stand there staring at him, as if looking hard enough might make him stay. And just as the doctor leans in to say something to a colleague, Diem suddenly sees Toan's eyelids flicker once, then again, and her heart nearly stops. The doctor steps out of the emergency room, test results in his hand, the worry on his face impossible to hide. Diem stands there, her eyes brimming with tears, ready to spill at any moment. She follows every step he takes, afraid to breathe too hard, afraid to look away even for a second. She doesn't need to ask, the look in his eyes already answers her worst fears. The doctor stops in front of her, but doesn't speak right away. He simply holds out the paper in his hand, his gaze heavy with sadness. Toan may lose his memory again, he says slowly, his voice hesitant. We can't be certain yet. We need more tests to determine how serious the injury is and how it may affect his brain. The words hit Diem like a shock of cold water. She freezes, her heart breaking apart, unable to believe what she's hearing. She shakes her head, stumbles back a step, then another, and finally stands still, as if all the sound and movement around her have faded into nothing. The doctor looks at her, trying to reassure her. Please don't lose hope. We'll do everything we can. But for now, Toan's condition is still unstable. Diem can't find her voice. She only nods faintly, the tightness in her chest swelling like a wave crashing inside her. She turns back toward the emergency room where Toan is lying inside, and all she can do is pray that this time he won't forget. The most important things won't forget her. Images of their small family, of their love, blur together like a dream, or a nightmare that still hasn't ended. Diem gently pushes the hospital room door open. The hinge makes a soft sound, barely audible, but to her it feels like a sharp touch to the heart. The cold smell of antiseptic drifts out, mixing with the steady rhythm of the heart monitor, each beep reminding her that Toan is still here. Just not fully back yet. Tuan lies motionless on the bed, his head wrapped in white bandages, his face paler than usual. An IV line hangs by his side, and the overhead light falls on familiar features that somehow feel unsettlingly distant today. Diem steps closer slowly, as if one wrong move might shatter the fragile balance between life and fear. She pulls a chair up to the bed. Her trembling hands close around his, her palms cold, while his are warm but unresponsive. She swallows hard, her lips pressed tight. Leaning down, she rests her head against his chest, listening to the dull, steady beat of his heart beneath the hospital gown. That rhythm becomes a lifeline, keeping her grounded in the middle of her panic. She closes her eyes. Images from the farm rise in her mind. The quiet laughter, the warm glow of yellow LED lights, the new bicycle, the simple meals. All of it feels like pieces she spent her entire life gathering just to rebuild a home for Toan. And now, if he opens his eyes and doesn't recognize her, everything will slip away like sand. Diem tightens her grip on his hand, her breathing breaking into short, uneven breaths. She doesn't dare cry out loud, letting her tears soak into his gown, instead a silent prayer. Out in the hallway, the sound of a doctor's footsteps passes, then fades. Inside the room, there's only the machine and the steady beat of Tuan's heart. And Diem stays there waiting for just one thing, a blink and a memory returning. The room stays quiet for a long time, too quiet. Diem doesn't know how many minutes pass or hours. Time stretches into something shapeless, measured only by the steady beeping of the monitor and the rise and fall of Toan's chest beneath her cheek. She barely dares to move. Every breath feels like it might disturb whatever fragile line is keeping him here. Her fingers are still wrapped around his hand. She rubs her thumb gently over his knuckles, over and over, the same motion she's done 1,000 times before. When they sat on the steps at the farm, when he was exhausted, after a long day, when words felt unnecessary. Her touch is instinctive now, almost unconscious. "I'm here," she whispers so softly it's more breath than sound. "I'm right here, Toan." Her voice shakes despite her effort to keep it steady. Another beep from the machine. Another breath from him. Then, his fingers twitch. It's so slight, she almost thinks she imagined it. Her heart skips violently, and she freezes, afraid that hope itself might scare the moment away. She stares at his hand, barely breathing. A second passes. Then his fingers curl just a little around hers. Diem gasps. Her head snaps up, eyes wide, locked onto his face. His brow tightens faintly, as if something uncomfortable is pulling him back from deep water. His lips part, a shallow breath escaping uneven and dry. "Toan," she whispers urgently. "Toan. Can you hear me?" His eyelids flutter. Once. Twice. Her chest tightens so hard it almost hurts. "Please," she murmurs, tears already flooding her eyes. "Open your eyes. I'm here." His lashes tremble again, longer this time. And then slowly, heavily, his eyes open. They don't focus at first. They drift, unfixed, staring at nothing, as if the world hasn't fully returned yet. Diem leans closer, her face hovering inches from his, afraid to blink. "Tuan," she calls again, her voice breaking. "It's me." His gaze shifts. It slides unfocused, then stops. On her. For one terrifying second. There is nothing in his eyes. No recognition. No warmth, just blank confusion. That second feels endless. Like standing on the edge of a cliff. Her heart sinks, but then his brow furrows deeper. His eyes narrow slightly, searching. His lips move soundlessly, struggling to form something. "T-tu," he rasps. Her breath catches violently in her throat. "Yes," she sobs. "Yes, it's me. It's Diem." His mouth opens again. He swallows with effort, his voice weak and hoarse, like it hasn't been used in a long time. "Why? Are you crying?" That's all it takes. Diem breaks. A sob tears out of her chest, raw and uncontrollable. She laughs and cries at the same time, tears pouring freely now as she grips his hand tighter, pressing it to her face like proof that this is real. "You remember me," she cries. "You remember. You really remember." He looks confused by her reaction, but there's something unmistakably him in the way his eyes soften in the faint crease between his brows when he sees her cry. "Of course I remember you," he says weakly. "Why wouldn't I?" She shakes her head frantically, words tumbling over each other. "You scared me. You collapsed. There was blood. The hospital doctors said you might." Her voice cracks hard. She can't finish the sentence. His eyes widen slightly now, awareness slowly catching up. He shifts, then winces, a pained sound escaping him. "Hey," he murmurs, trying to lift his hand, failing. "Easy. Don't cry like that." She leans down immediately, careful not to hurt him, pressing her forehead to his. "I thought I lost you," she whispers. "I thought you'd wake up and not know who I am again." That word again lands between them. His eyes sharpen memory, flickering behind them. He exhales slowly. "I remember," he says quietly. "I remember. The farm. The bike. The old woman. You yelling at me for working too late." A faint, crooked smile touches his lips. "You never let me rest." She lets out a broken laugh through her tears. "And you never listen." They stay like that for a moment, foreheads touching, breathing the same air, until a sudden rush of footsteps approaches. The door opens quickly. A nurse steps in, followed by a doctor, both alerted by the change on the monitor. "He's awake," Diem says immediately, her voice trembling with joy. "He woke up." The doctor moves to Toan's side, shining a light into his eyes, checking his reactions, asking simple questions. "Can you tell me your name, Toan? Do you know where you are in the hospital?" "I think." The doctor exchanges a glance with the nurse, then nods. "Good. Very good." Diem stands back slightly, hands clasped tight in front of her chest, afraid to interrupt, afraid to breathe too loudly. She watches every movement, every word, her heart pounding. After a few more checks, the doctor turns to her. "He's conscious and responsive," he says. That's a very good sign. Her knees almost give out in relief. But he continues carefully, "We'll need to observe him closely. Head trauma can be unpredictable. There may still be side effects, headaches, dizziness, memory gaps." She nods rapidly. "I understand. I'll stay. I won't leave." The doctor gives her a small, understanding nod before leaving the room with the nurse. The door closes again. Silence returns, but this time it's different. This silence is alive. Toan turns his head slightly, looking at her more clearly now. His eyes are tired, but warm. Familiar. "You look like you've been through a war," he murmurs. She lets out a shaky laugh, wiping her cheeks with the back of her hand. "I think I have." He studies her for a moment, then speaks softly. "Come here." She hesitates. "I don't want to hurt you." "You won't." She moves closer carefully, and he lifts his uninjured arm just enough for her to lean into him. She curls against his side, resting her head on his shoulder, listening again to the steady rhythm of his heart, stronger now, more certain. "I'm sorry," he says quietly. Her body stiffens. She lifts her head to look at him. "For what?" "For making you go through that again," he replies. "For scaring you." She shakes her head immediately. "You're here," she says. "That's all that matters." He reaches up slowly, brushing his thumb across her cheek, catching a tear she didn't realize had fallen. "I'm still here," he promises. "And I'm not going anywhere." She closes her eyes, pressing her face into his shoulder, finally allowing herself to breathe fully. Outside the room, the hospital continues its endless motion, footsteps, voices, machines, but inside time seems to pause. Toan is awake. He remembers, and for now, that is enough.